Welcome back, folks. Just a super quick video on cleaning your MSX125 or Honda GROM chain for all the young riders out there. First thing you want to do, elevate the bike so you can spin your rear tyre. If your chain is super dirty, if you've been off-roading and what have you, I would recommend removing that, and then you can clean your front sprocket at the same time. And if you do ever go off-roading, you might notice that this in mud can get clogged up, so bear that in mind. You might want to just pop that off, just a couple of bolts to get that off, and just have to flick your electrics off at the top. So dirty chain, just started it, elevate your bike like I said, get your old tighty whities out, put them underneath, catch all the dirt. This ignore what's written on the bottle, you want to read that bit. Use paraffin, or if you're in the States, kerosene. Don't waste your time on expensive chain cleaners. All the ones I've used, both on motorbikes and mountain bikes and such, a waste of time, expensive, too dry. This stays really quite wet for a long time, soaks in nicely. It's dead cheap, you get like a gallon for about £8 in the UK. Might even get it cheaper than that if you buy bigger bulk. It's available loads of places, quite often petrol stations and stuff stock it. So you just want to liberally get it on. I tend to spray that way so I'm not getting it on my disc. Something else, when you have finished cleaning it, I would always clean my disc with some brake cleaner afterwards, just to make sure you've not got a load of residual crap on your disc. So keep doing that, keep rotating it. Obviously I'm doing it one-handed, but easier two-handed. Let it soak in a little bit. Just use an old toothbrush. I find the fine teeth are better for getting in to the nooks and crannies, and just spin your wheel. You can hold it on and spin it that way, do the same backwards, so you're getting both ways, and do it all sides of the chain. You'll find you just go through, do that plenty of times, clean your rear sprocket, cog, whatever you call it, at the back. Whilst you're doing it, it looks really messy to start with, but once you've loosened all the dirt with the brush all the way around both sides of your sprocket, done your chain on all sides, you can then go through and it'll rinse off quite nicely using this liberally. Like I say, the good thing about it is so cheap, doesn't damage any chains in my experience, O-ring, X-ring, etc. Chain on this is just a basic chain anyway, so it can't hurt it. One thing, because it stays damp for quite a while, when you've done and it looks nice and clean, or even if you're midway, quite a handy thing, if you've got a compressor with an air gun on, blow it off. It's quite messy, but it helps just blow out the dirt, and then you can even go over it again if it's super dirty. Also, blowing it off with a compressor makes it nice and dry. In addition, so once you've dried it with that, I would also leave it. I'd leave it at least an hour or two to let the paraffin evaporate, perhaps dry it with a cloth as well, but you might be better leaving it overnight before relubing it. So if you can do this on a weekend and you're not using it or whatever, just do it, leave it overnight, then oil it before you use it. Really, you should also let your oil go off before using it if you don't want to spray it all over the bike. Another little thing, I never run my chains very tight. They don't want to be really too slack, because you'll throw them fairly easily, but also too tight, you'll rinse your chain in no time. When you've adjusted a chain, make sure you sit it on the ground. It's helpful if you've got somebody to sit on the bike while you check the tension, because as the swing arm comes up, it tightens the chain. So just watch out for that, not to over tighten your chain. It's easily done. There's only need little tweaks to end up over tightening it. So hope you found that useful. This is just a quick shot of it cleaned up before it's oiled. Also, paraffin that gets onto your wheel helps loosen any old chain oil, etc. that's on there. Dead easy to wipe down. So that's it. After it's all wiped down, clean, nice and clean, easy to do. Like I say, the airline's really handy just to blow all the crap off. I'll leave that now, a couple of hours whilst I work on the front end, and oil it up later. Next on the list today, I am going to swap the oil out in my fork. Done the fork mod, FS82 mod or whatever, the chap who came up with it did that a couple of years ago, or 3 years ago, something I can't remember, but it seems to top out and bottom out fairly easily, and I've got a feeling, I don't think I was very careful checking my oil levels, so I'm going to take the forks off, empty the oil out, swap it for this quality stuff, and see how we do with that. But that's for another video. Thanks for watching. Check out the channel for other GROM and general motorbike videos, Enfield, Kawasaki, etc.